Thank you for all coming here today to begin the process of restoring common sense to Vermont government. Thank you for inviting me here today. I'll speak to you from my heart. I'm running for governor because I believe that duty compels us to defeat incumbent Governor Peter Shumlin. We can remove him from office. And just for starters, I can think of 21 million reasons why. We have a message for him. One that he's chosen to ignore. Give the $21 million back to the ratepayers. It's their money. The utility should pay it back and pay it back today. I'll come back to Governor Shumlin in a moment. But for now, let's talk about where I come from. What I've accomplished so far, what I intend to do for Vermont, and why I believe that the boldness that I've shown in the past qualifies me to be elected as your next governor and to be worthy of your vote. And worthy of the time and effort and money that I'm going to ask all of you to get me elected and get a lot of other Republicans elected to serve with me. Elected so that we can haul Vermont back from the edge of the abyss where Peter Shumlin and his cohorts have taken it. I was born of parents who grew up during the Depression. And although in those days it was rare for African Americans to go to college, both of my parents overcame the odds, graduated from college, and both went on to have successful careers. Now, what do people who are strong and able like that teach their children? Get a good education. Have dreams. Have big dreams, bold dreams, and work hard to achieve them. I heard that over and over and over again when I was a kid. And I saw what that philosophy did for my parents. I learned there was a direct correlation between how hard you work and what you get in return. Vermont is the right place for a man who was brought up with those values, because there are so many Vermonters who share these same values. Values of self-reliance, family, industry, and perseverance in adversity. That's the spirit we saw after Tropical Storm Irene from people all across Vermont. That's the spirit we saw. We're a small state with a tough but neighborly attitude, independent-minded, with a lot of pride. Whenever I cross into Vermont and I see that sign, "Welcome to Vermont," it still moves me. I love Vermont. How good it's been to me. How grateful I am that I was educated here at Middlebury College. And when I returned from Vietnam, I returned home to Vermont. I'm grateful every day for the beauty of our state and of the opportunity that I had to start a successful business here in 1970, before it all changed. Back when Vermont entrepreneurs were free from almost all government interference, I chose to raise my family here because the schools were good, the streets were safe, and the people were real Vermonters. How grateful I am for all of that. Now let's fast forward 40 years ahead. And today's Vermont government is so much bigger, so much more intrusive than it was 40 years ago, I hardly recognize it. So full of regulations and red tape, and a belief that government knows best. I'm not certain that I could start a business today, and for that business to let alone survive, much less prosper. Ours is now a government that's built on red tape, Byzantine rules and regulations, hoops to jump through, endless duplication and delay. It's the kind of environment that scares away new businesses and deadens the spirit of those who hang on. Vermont has also become a maze of programs designed to redistribute wealth from one group to another. The human tragedy of this, that liberal Democrats just don't seem to understand, is that a welfare society buries its people alive. A lifetime of handouts kills the soul of the recipients. And clearly, we have an absolute obligation to help those who cannot help themselves. But for others, we must break that cycle of dependency and give people the hope that only a job and a path to self-reliance can bring. There is no path. Peter Shumlin and today's Democratic Party are committed to changing the very fabric of Vermont, what it means to be a Vermonter. And none of us in this room, none of us, are going to sit on the sidelines and let them succeed. Under Governor Shumlin, Vermont is rapidly moving from a state of self-reliance, independence, and individualism to one of stifling regulation, heavy-handed bureaucracy, greater dependence on government, and the taxing and borrowing necessary to pay for it all. All my political life, I have fought to restrain the left's lust to tax and spend so that they could build a nanny state. In the halls and committee rooms and in the streets to lower taxes on Vermonters. We pay some of the highest marginal tax rates in the nation. And as Mark Twain said about taxes, it's tainted money. Taint ours and taint yours. I fought with Democrats over energy, healthcare, education, and the cost and size of government. Above all else, I fought against the irrational antagonism so many of the left have toward business. And I fought for policies that will help small businesses grow Vermont's economy. How else are we going to care for the truly needy? And there are many who are truly needy if we don't have the tax revenues from a healthy economy. The other side has won too many of those fights. At the end of the last session, I looked around on the Senate floor and I asked myself, where are we going? And why are we all in this handbasket? You know, it's sad to see so many young people leaving Vermont today because our legislature and our governor have stifled business growth and career opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, we simply must create new opportunities for the people who live here, or this state will die of old age. It's frustrating to me. One of the main reasons I'm running for governor is that it does not have to be that way. If we get smart about economic development, if we start on focusing on growing the economic pie, instead of letting special interest groups lobby the Democrats about how to cut it up, we could make Vermont the next great place to be.